10 most impressive stadiums in the world. Truly legendary stadiums offer so much more than a cozy seat to sit in and watch a show. A lot of times, the stadium is the show. Some people come to watch the games and the shows, whilst some people just come to see how amazing the stadium is and what it offers. In today's video, we will be counting down the 10 most impressive stadiums in the world. But before we hop into the details, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with your friends. Number 10. ALLIANZ Arena, Munich, Germany. Since 2005, Munich's ALLIANZ Arena has been entertaining countless German soccer fans. It has also entertained fans of pretty colors that keep changing. Even before entering the 75,000-seat stadium, ALLIANZ Arena already trains you with a unique flow in the dark color scheme. Every inch of this tire-shaped arena shines brightly in an ocean of LED lights. Every 30 seconds you are greeted with a new color that runs Star Wars gamut. Sometimes it is Jedi Blue, and other times it is Lord Red, and still other times you get Samuel L. Jackson Purple. It is like entering a different arena every time you visit it. The inside of the arena delivers on the crowd-pleasing promise of the initial light show with 28 kiosks and 2 full-size restaurants. There is also a kids club, a megastore, changing rooms, and offices galore. When watching a football match there from afar, you can glance at one of over 750 screens, or you can just stand outside and watch the pretty light show. It may not be a score, but at least it's a whole show for free. Number 9. Camp NOUR, Spain. The Camp NOUR is Europe's largest football stadium, capacity 98,757, and is home to one of the greatest football teams. Barcelona's motto, Més que un club, more than a club, is iconic throughout the footballing world, and their stadium is a huge part of everything Barcelona stands for. The capacity of the Camp NOUR once eclipsed 120,000 for the 1982 World Cup Finals, but due to changes in laws regarding standing in the stadiums, it has now been reduced. Number 8. FNB Stadium, Johannesburg, South Africa. Located in Johannesburg, South Africa, FNB Stadium is something to behold. 2010 saw the first ever FIFA World Cup to be held in Africa. As such, the sports needed a grand arena to host the finals. This is FNB Stadium, originally known as Soccer Stadium since its opening in 1989. Renovations and reconstruction turned the decades-old stadium into a modern marvel. People began to call it the calabash or African pot. It is called that because when seen from the air, it looks like a giant African clay pot. With nearly 95,000 seats, this stadium is the single largest stadium in all of Africa. This stadium has not only hosted major soccer matches, but also has been a host for major memorials like for Nelson Mandela and also
Mr. Nelson Mandela.
Many big concerts are played at this stadium for stars like Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga. Number 7. Bird's Nest Stadium, Beijing, China. Originally known as the Beijing National Stadium, this stadium is called the Bird's Nest Stadium by almost everybody all around the world. It is not hard to see why. It looks almost exactly like a giant bird's nest. It took 42,000 tons of steel to assemble this bird's nest, making it the world's single largest steel structure of its 2008 opening. This complete reliance on steel safely lasts well over 100 years in its pristine form, and since it can seat up to 91,000 people, we have all better hope for it to stay safe and secure for every day of its century-long life. Complicating the goal of this 100-year-old stadium is how the areas surrounding it can be less than friendly on a good day. To avoid damages from earthquakes and stuff, the government made it to be steel-built. Number 6. KAOHSIUNG Stadium, Kaohsiung, Taiwan. In Taiwan, you would find a rather impressive structure known as the KAOHSIUNG Stadium. What sets this one apart from virtually every other stadium out there is simple: its outer wall. Rather than designed a traditional closed rounded stadium, the architects for KAOHSIUNG opted for perhaps the most unique design in stadium history. The outer wall surrounds 3 sides of the stadium and it feels like a horseshoe, but rather than close it in a wall, it juts out, forming a tail. The tail doesn't just look cool, it is cool. Knowing how hot it can get in Taiwan, the tail portion of the roof forms a tunnel under which hot air can pass and cool down before entering the stadium and refreshing the 55,000 fans in attendance. Number 5. Santiago Bernabeu, Spain. The Santiago Bernabeu is home to one of Europe's most successful clubs. With 9 European titles to their name, Real Madrid's place in the upper echelons of world football is secure, and there could be no more fitting venue for such a club to play. Originally opened in 1947, the Santiago Bernabeu has since been renovated twice, in 1982 and 2001, in order to match the ambitions of the Galacticos. The stadium has been home to many of the world's greatest players over the years, with the likes of Ferenc Puskás, Zinedine Zidane, Ronaldo and Cristiano Ronaldo all strutting their stuff in the famous ground. The world's most expensive player, Gareth Bale, moved to the Santiago Bernabeu earlier this season, reaffirming Real Madrid as a footballing giant. Though overshadowed by the Camp Nour's capacity, the Santiago Bernabeu has always been a first pick when it comes to hosting football events and, due to its prestige, is likely to do so for years to come. Number 4. Anfield Road, United Kingdom. Though not a huge stadium in terms of capacity by any means, capacity 45,276, the legendary atmosphere at Anfield known throughout the world makes the home of Liverpool one of the great stadiums. Home to the Reds, who have won 5 European Cup titles, Anfield is always a treat for members of any visiting team, though it continues to instill fear into any opposition. From the famous "This is Anfield" sign hanging in the tunnel to the passionate home fans singing "You'll never walk alone," Anfield will forever be a favorite amongst players and fans alike. Number 3. Maracana Stadium, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Brazil's Maracana Stadium has been around for ages. Opened in 1950 as the main venue for that year's World Cup, it is famous for holding the largest crowd to ever witness a soccer match. The 1950 World Cup match drew over 200,000 fans to Maracana. How is that possible, you may ask? At that time, the stadium's construction was not actually finished. Much of the stadium did not actually have any seats, so 6 figures worth of people crammed into an unfinished stadium and stood as close together as possible to watch the match. Maracana Stadium draws over 78,000 people per match, making it the largest stadium in all of Brazil. Number 2. Wembley Stadium, London, England. The original Wembley Stadium was born in 1923 and housed events and games of plenty until its retirement in 2000. The new Wembley opened in 2007 and improved on its parent in every possible way. It seats over 90,000 people, making it the largest stadium in Great Britain, but its sheer size is not what makes Wembley memorable. The arch does that. Almost the entirety of the stadium's roof is supported by a 436-foot-tall arch that also helps to close and open the roof. The roof shelters every seat in the stadium, so even if it rains or snows, you'll be protected. Plus, the roof does retract itself enough to help you enjoy the sun and beautiful sky on good London days. Number 1. The Float at Marina Bay, Singapore. Singapore is known to be the home for all sorts of attractions in order to lure in tourists from all the corners of the world, so it should not come as too much of a surprise that Singapore has a major sports stadium there known as the Float. The Float at Marina Bay is literally built on water, like a sport-built peninsula. On the land side, you will find a 30,000-seat set of bleachers, perfect for watching the athletes go at it. At roughly the size of a traditional football pitch, the Float is the world's largest floating stage. The Float was built in 2007, meant to be a temporary stadium until a more permanent and a traditional one could be built. However, that never happened, and this stadium took on a life of its own. As a wonderful place to see a show, you just would not often see a soccer fan there because good luck to getting soccer fans to agree that only 30,000 of them can see any given match. Instead, concerts and ceremonies galore have called the Float home. including 2007's National Day Parade, the Summer Youth Olympics in 2010, and concerts by different K-pop stars such as Girls' Generation. What do you guys think of these highly impressive stadiums? Let us know in the comments below. We always appreciate when you guys comment, and we are always wanting to read them, so don't forget to comment below which stadium you liked the best. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more interesting content. Also, hit the bell icon button so that you'll get a notification whenever we post a new video.